I met Tom when he was a teenager. He would be working in the garage down at Richard Alt's with his dad, fixing the logging truck, changing oil. One of the jokes that we always talked about is that when Tom was young, he learned how to load the truck with the logs, with the loading truck. And they said that truck was so beat up from Tom dropping logs on the truck, and they used to tease him about that.
I always used to tease Tom because his wedding anniversary is the same wedding anniversary as my wife and I. And his wife's name is Diane, exactly the same as mine. So I always used to tease him. I was just older, but we had a lot of things in common. So I just always appreciated working with Tom.
Actually, I got to know Tom through Farm Bureau. He showed up at one of our district meetings. It was a resolutions type of meeting. Tom showed up because he had some concerns about logging and the transportation of logs at that point. So he was Tom really was concerned about his industry. And I don't know if he was even thinking about running for office at that point, but we had a relationship for quite a while.
The impact that Tom has had in agriculture is he was driving truck, the logging truck, which forestry is agriculture. And there was a terrible accident on County Road 569 by Bark River. And that's when Tom decided something had to be done with the logging industry, with the trucks. So he went to Lansing, tried to change some things, and he found out what the rules and regulations were in Lansing, and that kind of is what got him involved in politics, because he decided we need a change.
When he was running as a representative, that the only organization that stuck with him was Michigan Farm Bureau, when we gave him the Friend of Agriculture endorsement. And he really took that to heart. He had been a member a long time, and he was very proud.
My relationship with Tom started back in maybe the early 90s because he always worked in the woods and I was a township official, and actually his family grew up not very far from me. He didn't always agree, and that was one great thing. Tom didn't always agree with what you had, but he seemed to take everyone's opinion and blend it into the policy that worked best for the majority of the people.
Tom was a member of Hiawathaland Farm Bureau before he ever ran for office. And if we had an issue, it was not a problem to call him and say, hey Tom, can you help us with this?
If he had any kind of concerns, he would reach out to us and ask us our positions, and because he thought we had a very good process of developing our reasoning behind it. And he really enjoyed the grassroots organization. He said this was the best idea of what a democracy is supposed to be like.
And he believed in working together. So Tom was really good when it came to, if there was a perceived problem, to turn around and help everyone get together and solve that problem.
He wasn't just for the UP. He wasn't just for agriculture or forestry. Tom was for everybody in the state of Michigan.
Tom basically looked at the UP and Lower Michigan as being one state. He worked so that it was the benefit of the people downstate, the benefit of the people in the UP, and he was always easy to talk to, and he was always accessible. So, and he thought common sense wise.
And he was a regular person. That's probably the best way to describe him. He was regular, and if he shook your hand, the deal was done.
Tom is a very Christian man, family man, and his mother always said, don't forget where you came from. And I believe Tom never forgot where he came from, and Tom is truly missed.